Hey, this is Charlie Sykes. We're not talking politics today, we're just talking wine. This is my new show called Uncorked. Hey, it's Charlie Sykes, and normally I talk about politics, but if there's one thing that I like talking about as much as politics, it is wine. And I'm right down here on the river at Wine Maniacs with the chief wine maniac, Jeff Cox. Hey, thanks for the invitation. Appreciate it very much.
Welcome aboard.
So let's talk about Wine Maniacs. You have a location in Oconomowoc, and you have a location right down here on the river. There's something you're doing here, though, with Wine Maniacs. Just explain the concept to me.
We were actually born of the frustration of just, as consumers, trying to buy wine. Yeah. And we actually started originally as a wine club and grew into Wine Maniacs. We believe that you shouldn't even buy a glass before you have a chance to taste it first.
Okay, so Jeff, are you just going to talk about it, or are you going to pour this? I mean, really. We have this really nice bottle of wine, and we're talking about it, and we're getting nothing. Okay, now, so this. Okay, wow. What is this? Okay, now I'm a Cabernet guy. That's not Cabernet. What did you just pour for me?
So what I poured here is a French Cinsault, and Cinsault is a grape, and usually used as a blending grape for Bordeaux. So this is really light, really fresh. You still get great tannins, still dry, but it's very drinkable, and you can actually chill this down a little bit.
Okay, you're Wine Maniacs. Somebody comes in who's a wine moron, and they don't know anything about it. They've been drinking cheap wine, they've been drinking Ripple. What do? How do you handle that? They want to learn, but they know nothing.
We just talk to them a little bit, find out what they think they like, which oftentimes has nothing to do with anything based in reality. And then we'll start pouring them samples of things that we think they'll relate to. By the time generally we've had somebody taste 2 wines, we're going to nail it on the 3rd almost every time.
What did you just pour for us this time?
Here we have, again, a French Summer Champagne. For centuries, Cabernet Franc was a blending grape for Bordeaux, and you're starting to see them in single varietals. They grow a lot of Cabernet Franc in California, but it takes on a totally different nuance there. The idea of wine like this is you get great tannins. It's very nice and dry in the back.
Very light.
But it's really soft and light.
So this would be like sitting out on the deck, summer wine. You could drink this for a long time, not like the heavy Cabernet. So what would you recommend if I came in and you served this to me, and I said, I really like this, what would you recommend that I have for dinner now?
Any kind of meat pizza would be phenomenal. Any kind of pizzette. You could do this with burgers very, very easily. We've done it with meatloaf. We've done it with duck. It's a very versatile wine because it's not terribly obtrusive, but it still has great flavor. You get a little bit of that cherry and mountain raspberry in the front, but it finishes nice and clean to set up that next bite. Now I have a really fun one. This is actually made by one of my favorite winemakers named Randall Graham, and he owns a property called Bonnie Doon.
A proper claret. You don't see the term claret very often.
No, and claret is actually a British term for Bordeaux. And this is one of the most amazing cab blends that I've had in a very long time. I think you'll enjoy this a lot.
Well, this is delicious. But again, this is the kind of thing that if I was in a wine store, I wouldn't recognize it. I wouldn't probably take a chance on it. I wouldn't get outside my comfort zone. I wouldn't see this sort of thing. So that's one of the things that happens at Wine Maniacs is you're able to experiment and you provide the net.
Risk-free.
Risk-free. So is this a wine store and restaurant and bar all together?
Yes.
So if I have this, you pour this for me and I really like it, I can actually say, can I buy that bottle of wine? You can do that.
Absolutely.
That's pretty unusual.
At the bottom end of it, we're really about getting people to take wines home that they can really enjoy. It's way less expensive than restaurants. And when they start getting into the habit of drinking wines at home, it becomes a transformative, life-altering event. One of the absolutely immutable facts is it is impossible for two people to share a bottle of wine and not talk. I've tried it many times, it doesn't work. So when things are...
That's usually not a problem with me, just so you know.
Well, but you got to get the other one to talk back. There's the tricky
That's
part.
also not a problem with me.
So when things aren't going that great at home, I take a great bottle of wine home, plunk it on the counter. We don't talk to each other for about the first glass, and then all of a sudden you get all the stuff out of the way.
So tell me about this location. You have two locations. They're both gorgeous. We are here on the Milwaukee River. The weather's not as beautiful as it could be. You have a patio out here?
We have a huge patio. We are of the opinion we have the best view of Milwaukee from the river of anywhere downtown. So we have the restaurant proper, and then above us we have a loft that will, with more seating, but a huge outdoor balcony. We've really got the catbird seat during the festivals because you can avoid the madding crowds, sit on the balcony, have a glass of wine, and the festival fireworks come up right over that building.